Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time once again for some more Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Well, early access, mind. But first off, I'm just going to do a quick, yep, all good. Now, this fellow here, Caradoc, such a Welsh name, keeps asking us to wait until the time is ready before we can get him a boat.
I told you to get some rest. The journey ahead won't be pleasant. The sea is angry today.
Right. I'm going to wait 3 more days, and then I'm just getting him a boat anyway, because this is getting a bit silly now. What's this beneath the compass? This V-shaped thing. Here, just below the E, pointing upwards. I'm not entirely sure. Now, we've found one place here where we can rest. And it's a little out of the way. I imagine either there's somewhere else specific where we're supposed to rest. Right, let's try this. Wait until evening. 8 o'clock in the evening. We don't know what time of year it is. From this, I'd say late spring to summer, because it's still bright. The sun has not yet set. Will it set at all? Will it still be up at night? Is there something very odd about this island?
I told you to get some rest. The journey ahead won't be pleasant. The sea is angry today.
Alright. So it'd probably do well to go off early in the morning. Why do I think a storm wouldn't happen early in the morning? Why do I think it would take a bit of time to build up as if it isn't happening during the night? Right. Okay, let's do that. So as I said, 3 more days, starting with this one, and then we just get him a boat anyway because we're sick of his waiting. Is there somewhere else I'm supposed to wait? Because there I can wait, right? Because it wouldn't be in the cave here, because there was nowhere here we could rest. That's some kind of tanning rack. Actually, with those metal hooks, probably a meat drying rack. We've got a fire pit here, a bit ruined. Chest. We can't do anything on this animal skin. The skeleton just remains here. There does not seem to be a capability to rest in this cavern. Although this feels like it would be the obvious place to rest. So maybe we just need to wait till the right time of day. But the time does not seem to change. We appear to be stuck here on this sandy shore. And now he's clipping with the boat somewhat. Again, early access. It's all fine.
I told you to get some rest. The journey ahead won't be pleasant. The sea is angry today.
Mate. How many days till it's not angry? Please just tell me, because this is... I strongly suspect we're supposed to be impatient and just get in the boat, and then whatever will happen when we're in it. And the sea will be angry when we go, because we didn't wait long enough. There is, of course, the tiniest chance that I need to go at a specific time of day. But for now, let's just have a nice long rest. Here we go. So it's around midday, and I think we can't go out this end because of the water, right? We definitely seem to be blocked from going further in this direction. Nope. Oh, We can... Ah! Some kind of swimming meter. Possibly for even holding our breath when we're underwater and then it comes back up again. Ah! We probably should not be doing this. Not in a dress with big flouncy skirts. Anyway. Can we run swim? We don't appear to be able to run swim. That would also be silly. Let's get out of the water, shake ourselves off, be absolutely dripping wet, look like a complete nincompoop, and come talk to Caraddoc again.
I told you to get some rest. The journey ahead won't be pleasant. The sea is angry today.
Okay, but that's 2 days in a row. Mate, that's like 4 or 5 days in a row now. Tomorrow we go, regardless. I'm very much getting the feeling that we have no choice but to go. And ignore his warning. Right, let's throw in another roughly 24-hour rest. Let's go 22, right? Be about 10:30 in the morning. We've probably missed the early morning tide. I'm not sure if it'll be high tide or low tide. But we can try, right? Do I need to tell the others to just get in the bloody boat? Hello again.
You all right there, pup? Ready to kill a king? That you will, pup. That you will.
And I need to see if I can adjust voice volumes, because in master voice at 100, master 80 wasn't good. So we turned down everything that was not voice to 80 and master at 100, and we try that. Is your voice still very quiet?
You all right there, pup? Ready to kill a king?
Slightly better.
That you will, pup. That you will.
Right, are you also going to have no new lines of dialogue regarding a good time to sail?
I told you to get some rest. The journey ahead won't be pleasant. The sea is angry today.
Alright, but we're just getting in this boat anyway because we've waited enough days. And now we can have a storm and get wrecked and drown. Maybe even be rescued by people. Now, I've had a few thoughts. I'll wait and see how intense whatever follows from this may be. We might just load into another area. There might be a cutscene. We'll find out. But I have some thoughts to give voice to when the opportunity arises. You have decided to trust Caraddoc, at least for now. You have embarked on your journey towards the Horns of the South. But as soon as you found yourself at sea, black clouds gathered over your heads like tangible proof that there must be some curse on you. He literally told us we weren't ready to go yet. Soon the wind was howling and the gargantuan waves were towering over you. You found yourselves in the heart of a storm. The only thing you remember is the deafening roar of cracking wood and then darkness. You open your eyes. You are alive. So yes, this was blatantly fated to be. Okay, so the badge he's given us should grant us safe passage to the Horns of the South. So I see the broken boat, and I should investigate to see if I can find the others. If I do not, that simplifies things greatly. Those are massive swords. This, I think this is called a ricasso, these blunted sections for gripping on the sword, so the sword can be gripped as if it was a two-handed sword, gripping above the guard at the base of the blade. Also helps for half swording and other things. There are rather large skulls in the centre of the quillons. These are not reassuring. So, depending on if I find the others, and whatever state they may be in, I might have time to talk now, or I might not. I don't see anyone in... Hello. I see people. I also see Crate, wherever I'm at. Ah, my lady. She is drowned. A sealed letter from Caradoc. Mother's blessing. Tunic, cape, boots. So we could have her clothes if we want. I will consider it. It would make a bit of a break from this outfit, this get-up, as it were. Might be a bit more chilly, though. Now, what's this? We got that, and Mother's Blessing. Health regeneration spell, healing 30 points over 10 seconds. That is healing 20 points. Okay, so it's a bigger heal, just a slow heal. In fact, we'll pop that there and pop this here. Summons a spectral sword based on 7 to 10. Hang on. Okay, not quite the same. So what would the advantage of the summoning be? And hello, this line looks a lot more full now. Let's read... I'll read this soon. No, I won't. This letter is probably intended for someone we're supposed to meet. So why does she have it? Or would he have placed the letter on her corpse while taking the man with him? We got some dead bird. And a little bit of an improvement here. So, Caradoc was hired to rescue us from the island of the Druids for this infernal mission to kill the king. Now, by this point, it has become fairly certain that if we are not the villains in this tale, then we are certainly intended to be working for them. However, this shipwreck has put a bit of a change to that. Well, this wrecked boat, rather, has put paid to that plan, as it were. We now appear to be on our own, without Caradoc to guide us. We may be on our own for the rest of this. There's a camp up there. The other two may very well be up there. You know what? I will take these. Interesting. So the next question then is, can I put them back on her? I do not appear to be able to dress her up with her old clothes. Now, that is actually an upgrade. Looks... I mean, it's a little cold on the arms, but hey, and it doesn't have the same dignity as the dress. Might try some medium soon, but light, medium already. Do we have a light? We do. Okay, get a bit of clipping here at the waist. It's colourful. Okay, blue trousers. We'll go back to these then, I think. Hang on. Okay, these it is. And we get... That is more of a little more of a cloak than a cape. Capes tend to be shorter and quite light. This is light and thin, so it's not necessarily very warm. A cloak would tend to be heavier and would tend to engulf the shoulders. rather than go strictly down the back. So the fact that it hangs directly from the back of the shoulders makes it more of a cape. If it went over the shoulders a bit more, it would be more of a cloak. It would also be more likely to have a hood if it was a cloak than if it was a cape. Now, where are we? Oh yes, so I was saying we may now be left to our own devices. I imagine we're being expected to fulfill the mission. The other thing I was going to say is, since this is a prequel to the board game, but a sequel to Conquest, this is set about 600 years after Conquest. So our mission to slay King Arthur and assassinate him may actually be what brings about the events of the board game itself. However, it could be that the foredweller within us, who we gathered from an existential place within the weirdness, could very well be... Can I put this away? I can. Is not... Well, it would seem from what Caraddoc said that us meeting the foredweller was not part of his plan, and not part of his employer's plan. He set us on the path, and he knew we needed to go... He seemed to know we needed to go that way, but he didn't know what we would encounter. As if he was not walking that path himself, but was taking another route. Now, hold it, I see you. I've got a shield. This is not a friend. It is, however. Got blood clots within it, and we're level 2. P for character sheet, apparently. Well, what I would like to do first is say, hello, what is this? It's a dead dog, a wolf, and this. Keeper's tag. Torn keeper's armor, torn keeper's gloves. So these may be garments we could wear. Probably protective. Through the blacksmith's eye. Parsley, bear pelt, moss from a cursed well. That's oddly specific. In which case, I would like to get away from this place, because we may meet another one of those things. And also, we got a level. So, what I was going to say is, because the... Yeah, I don't like you. You're nasty. Because the foredweller is not part of the plan, and is therefore possibly something separate, and yes, I see the village over there, that could be a dangerous place to approach if there's more of these monsters here. Okay, P key isn't working. Game, why isn't the P key working? Right. Okay. So the foredweller's desire for us to gather more parts of the foredweller and grant it strength could lead to upsetting the whole scheme. So when I'm saying our mission might lead to the events of the board game, I'm also saying the results of failing our mission due to the meddling of the foredweller could lead to this as well. Okay, let's try and get a little more protective gear then. I'll take that. And these. I don't know about these. I can't compare them easily. But gloves have got to help keep our hands warm, right? It's cold, it's raining. We've been in a damp prison cell for far too long. Okay, these are medium, these are light. If we continue to improve our light armor skill, these might get to the point where they'll give us 1 point of armor. But at this point, 10 points is just really good. So, the foredweller's quest for power could be separate from the main quest, or it could interfere with it, as in it is another main quest. Now, a coating. Apply puts. Okay, so you put it on a weapon. Crafting, consumable. Okay. Let's look at these then. Can't interact with that at all, so... Through the Blacksmith's Eye. Weakening Blades. Author Gernot Dagfinn. Camelot's Chancer, Lulach Malloy II, in defence of the dignity of his dishonoured wife, engaged in a duel with the author of the slander, the malicious Bardolph. Lord Malloy dismissed rumours that his opponent dabbled in the enchantment of weaponry. Indeed, the Wicked One's weapon glistened peculiarly. At that time, it was not unusual. Imbuing weapons with exceptional properties ceased to be a domain known only to those who practiced the arcane arts. In smithies across the Isle, they debated how to prolong the additional effects meant to provide a warrior with an advantage. Returning, however, to the aforementioned duel between the two aristocrats, though the first deeper wound was suffered by Bardolph, by reaching Lulach with his blade he inflicted far more severe damage, albeit seemingly less obvious. It was a curious sight. With each passing minute, Malloy lost his speed and vigour, even though the wounds were mere scratches that would not have impressed even a young stable boy. In the end, Lulach sought to forfeit the duel, sensing something was very amiss. Just then, Bardolph struck off his head with a more solid blow. Together with other esteemed blacksmiths from the guild, we concluded that the scoundrel must have coated his blades with two different substances, one slowing and one weakening. We now have crafting recipes for that. I'm not sure where we would create those, but I imagine that a lot of these ingredients we've just found would tie into that. Blood clot, rosemary, bread, apples, some blueberries. I mean, we're getting stuff, right? Let's look at this now. So we get an attribute point and a skill point, and the skills are tied to the attributes. So, I'm going to say that Kigva must have been fairly durable to survive the ministrations of the Red Priest. That is, she must have been pretty tough to endure the tortures heaped upon her. Health, stamina and carrying capacity. We could always do with more carrying capacity. Damage dealt in close combat. Improves armour. And reduces stamina costs for attacks and blocking. That'd be good. Whereas this would give us more stamina. Dexterity, attack speed, range damage. Resistance to status effects. What? Any status effects? She's just kind of like dodging, shove, so she gets less hit by less of effect. How does that work with poison and stuff? Decreases stamina cost for dashing and shooting arrows, or like paralysis spells. Spirituality amplifies your maximum mana regeneration, magic armor, and spell power. Where do we see armor and magic armor? I mean, here we can see individual pieces of armor. We don't see a magic armor rating anywhere. And it's magic armor is not a skill. Magic is a skill. What skills have we got? Looking decent. Light armor. Sneak. I'm going to discount some of the sneak because there was nobody watching, and I was just experimenting early game. Magic. So sneak, magic. Not much else, to be honest. Right. Perception. Boosts your critical damage chance. Reduces noises when sneaking. And increases success rate for lockpicking. And practicality. Improves your chances of finding more loot. Lowers store prices and boosts your crafting abilities. Going off the top of my head, I like strength, spirituality, endurance, a little bit of perception and practicality. So yeah, and having strength higher than endurance just feels weird. Because you can be tough but not be very strong, right? But being strong, like you can dish it out but you just can't take it, just feels weird. Like how do you carry all that muscle around if you don't have the body to support it, you know? So I'm going to put this point in here. Okay. And I might as well take an endurance skill. Ironheart gives us a straight 25 hit points. Early game, that would be really good. Getting it later on would be a nice top up as well. Tireless efforts plus 20% stamina regeneration. I don't know what our current stamina regeneration rate is, but 20%, that's 1 in 5, that's significantly faster. Enchanted Backpack increases the carry limit by 25. We're currently not in serious threat of reaching our carrying limit. Heavy hitter. I can't pull off the heavy attacks because of the button combination required to do so, and the fact that the game developers won't allow me to remap the middle mouse button to anything else. Iron Will. Blocking drains 50% less stamina. I like that a lot. After killing an enemy, gain 50% of your max stamina. That's great as well. I mean, that's nice if we're playing a dodge-heavy build. Piercing precision, ignore 10% of enemy armor, that's great. Shooting an enemy in the head, headshots with ranged weapons. Professional gourmet, okay. Druid's ingenuity. She did say to the guard at the beginning of the game that she was trying to contact the druids. This could make a lot of sense. Silent precision, loot hunter's blessing. I see. Nice perk there. I think I am going to go for this for now. Right, apply. Yes, I would like to apply these changes. So now we have an endurance of 6. So we got 60 hit points and 55 stamina, which we'll need to replenish. 1 skill point still, but I spent my skill point. Come on, game. Ah, click and hold. I see. Reset table to remove all skill points so I can reapply them. I presume I can't do this indefinitely and just constantly change. It would be nice to be able to commit to something, or after a certain point in the game. Well, we got ourselves a second level. Let's enjoy it while we can. You know what? It's raining. We'll put a hood on just to protect her from the cold a bit. It doesn't match the colour of the cloak or her top. It's weird. I know. We'll hopefully find something else. Q, U. Oh, okay. Alright, now let's go and investigate these ruins. There may be more of those monsters around, so I'm going to try and sneak ever so slightly until I get the impression the coast is clear. Okay, that's not a monster, that's a wolf. If there was a monster here, it would probably be fighting the wolf. Or dog. Right, you. Okay. That wolf is a lot faster than this sword. Take the leather. Take the claw, because we may have a use for it. Some coins. Last breath, I presume, is some kind of healing potion, and some wine. If Karadok and the other man survived the wreckage of the boat, they are not nearby and have moved on. Uh-oh. I see another four-legged foe. Perhaps the wolves have come to prey upon the ruins here. Haha, I did a fake dodge backwards and missed because you were already dead. Right. I'm going to try this one. So casting time is around the same. And it would be worth exploring this area over here at the base of these mountains before moving towards the obvious destination. Now, is there nothing obvious here? Again, those two great swords loom ominously. Ah, we're not quite at full health. We'll work on it. Now, what is this? It's not something I can interact with. This is starting to look like somewhere I probably should not be.
But if it turns out there's nothing here, I'll be really pissed off.
What are you on about? The stone itself is valuable.
Yeah, but we've been swinging for so long that I'd like to see something more than just a pile of rocks.
Well, you won't find out unless we finish the job, so stop moaning, it won't dig itself. What are you doing here? Get lost, this is our spot.
As you say. I'll come back later if I need to. I only know that Q wheel from some popular Skyrim mods, not from the actual gameplay itself. I have no particular inclination to dig up a statue of the old king. I may be seeing him all too whoa. Oh god, that stamina is low. Okay. Yeah. I don't know the casting cost, so I'll go for the easier one. Okay. Look, we may... I don't suppose we can wash these in the lake. I saw you, third foe. Oh yes, there you are. Oh man, you've got 2 attacks and a long reach. Okay. Some spoiled meat. I imagine it would not do us well to venture into this water. I see red things deep in the water. They do not look healthy. Perhaps if we had some kind of spell to see underwater or breathe underwater, that would be good. For now though, I want to let that healing spell run its course. I see a target up there that does not look necessarily friendly. Possibly a second one at the base of that tower that does not look like a doorway. It looks like a dark shadow with something lighter at the top. Like a pale head at the top of some kind of... Oh no, it could be... Ah! And there's some kind of red energy in the sky there. Coursing, not like lightning, but a steady pattern. Like the branches of a great tree. So what is this? Just some kind of road marker? Or a way shrine with many candles? Intriguing. And there's some kind of deer over there. Wait, is it antlers or not antlers? I think short antlers. Possibly still male. Right. Is there anything over here? And I must not forget the lower path below those rocks. You know what, I'm gonna take a little jog. Okay, some those are raspberry bushes. They're very tall. Right, now. See, there was something down here, and I'm not sure it was just a way back down to the beach. Getting a little bit of practice in running from imaginary foes, and hey, there's a sack with some more dead birds in. And a box. We are going to find a use for all of this stuff soon, I imagine. Okay, let's enjoy the fact we have a healing spell. If we had chosen different starting options, we would have had different starting skills and wouldn't have had that first healing spell, so we'd only have the regeneration spell that was gifted to us now. I see scaffolding supporting that walkway, implying that as the wall has crumbled, the walkway has been propped up because it's still very functional. Or that... Look, this doesn't look like a wall that was not fully built. This looks like a wall in ruin. And maybe, on this side of the gate, there will be less dangerous monsters trying to kill us. Although, look at the place. It's a shambles. This hasn't been maintained.
This place is creepy as shite. How much longer
Who said that?
to wait to take down that damn noose?
4 days and 4 nights. That's what the arsehole told me. Said it'd bring... Beg for mercy. I'll leave you in pieces.
Okay. Okay, that's not good.
You're down.
Alright. Emergency time. What we got, grub? What we got? Let's look for things we actually... Things that are actually cooked, right? Okay.
You're down. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you.
Well, you probably should be, but just in case you're not, think we're being shot still. Alright, lady. I see you with your bow. Okay.
We have company. Give up now! Is that supposed to hurt?
Just a little. Okay, that's a problem. We're better off going up against his sword arm. Alright, let's get a few more of these meals out of the way.
This is how it's done.
Alright. Branded skin. Wooden arrow, short bow, rusty long sword. Take the short bow. Looter's mask. Some of these might be better than our current things. Those boots appear to be the same ones the prison guards had. Now, there are two more foes here. Fish, a hatchet, peasant shirt, peasant trousers, worn out. Okay, take all those. Lettuce, a mace. Okay. There is a body on the gallows tree. Only one is hanging. Probably... yeah, that's been there a long time and his neck isn't even in the noose. That's even more disturbing. He's just hanging in front of it. Letter from a shady merchant. Drowner tongue. Is this a Witcher game? Suddenly? I think it may be. That looks like their camp. Also, P key doesn't work again. Well, I'll take a point there and apply that. And that seems very wise. This seems good as well. This seems really good, actually. We don't get a skill point this level. Okay. So we get a attribute point every level. We don't get a skill point every level. That's good to know. That looks a bit too narrow to explore. Doesn't look like we can get much out of that. That's a lot of bodies, possibly from that camp that those villains are dumped here. And if those undead that came out of the water had come from these bodies, then that's a shame. I see, I believe, 3 shaved heads among the dead. It could be a case of just hastily repeated assets. I probably shouldn't jump down there to find out in case I take a lot of falling damage. The diamond is filling up now. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if it's something to do with stamina or fatigue, some need to sleep and rest, or something else. I see another statue. This may lead to part of the weirdness where I could reclaim another part of the foredweller. I can cook. I can cook stuff. I know stuff. I know stuff I can cook, and I don't have the stuff to cook the stuff that I know. Okay. So we can sleep there. I imagine that the diamond filling up is more to do with experience towards the next level. Don't mind me, dear. I'll do you no harm. Yet, I have no tangible reason to. There may very well be some kind of crafting reason to slay the deer, but it means me no ill will. I'll let it be. Definitely should explore that at some point. Also, that there in the sky, which seems to be around some kind of obelisk or monolith. Right. So a menhir and a monolith is more like a standing stone. Obelisk is something that's more carved. That's definitely more of an obelisk, and it looks very dangerous and ominous with all that power around it. But what I can do, probably, is come down here now and possibly explore those fallen bodies without too much difficulty. Well, put the sword away. No need to frighten the deer. There's no kind of climbing button, so I just had to kind of like oddly jump my way up to it. Okay. The fact it says villagers, ragged villagers shirt. Torn satin trousers. Oh, satin. Alright. Worn out leather breastplate. Well, hey, oh, damn it. Alright, leather trousers, tattered boots. Clearly written for Americans. Villager's shirt, tattered boots. No, I'm good. Okay. Can I get across to... Nope. I wanted to get onto that one to reduce any potential falling damage. So, could I please, game, get out of this place? This little stuck position. Okay, bloodstained shirt and worn out leather trousers. Leather trousers are going to be like really okay, stiff and raw. Can I... Yep. Alright. Time to... Oh, that's a lot of dead. I don't see a comfortable way back up without fighting my way through those foes. At all. And I think trying to swim through the water would be rather deadly, as hands might reach out and grab me and drag me down below the surface of the water. But I appear to have no other option. Okay. Okay, game. Bad swim. Bad swim. Bad swim. Bad swim. Big death. Bad swim. Big fight after. Run! Alright. Oh, so I do have some kind of fast attack. Okay. Had to commit to that heavy attack just to... Okay, you're gonna... Yep, alright. finally. Oof. Okay. We'll take these. And I think there's at least a fourth one in the water. So this pool is generating these dead. Do I still see the red? I still see the 3 red things below the surface of the water. Having defeated the wicked dead of the lake, well, pool, really, rock pool would be nearer the coast. I mean, like right down by the seashore, you know, on the beach. So having defeated the wicked dead of the pool, I feel a little more heroic. Kigva possibly believes that if she could defeat so many foes, what was keeping her in that prison cell so long? Is it the presence of the Four-Dweller within her that grants her strength? Okay, we don't get to climb up that. The music has a suitably mournful quality without overdoing it. Subtle-ish. Another path down to the beach, possibly worth exploring if we had good reason to go down there. And we do! For our shipwrecked companions may yet have swept up on this part of the beach. There are people on the beach. We haven't really met anyone friendly yet here. The best we encountered were people who told us to get lost, and were trying to dig up some vast statue. I imagine that doing so would take them a significant amount of time, and that we will be able to go back and visit them over the next few days should we need to. Meanwhile... Oh god, that's... I was like, what's this strange tree? Oh, goodness. Okay, right. Okay. Medium armor is increased, that's good. Let's get a bit of healing going. Would be nice to get a weapon with slightly longer reach than this short sword. Okay. These things, so far I've only encountered one at a time. They don't appear to come in packs. For that I am extremely grateful. They don't seem to go after all wild animals, so they seem to be selective in terms of what they attack. Now then, I'm aware there's... Is that a tree trunk or I think it's a tree stump. Yeah, I thought it was like a wolf just sitting there watching me while the other two prowled in the distance. I don't fancy trying to tackle 2 wolves yet. I'd like to try and get some better protective equipment. Obviously the road and the light are all leading me this way. That thing over there will probably be important later on. This thing is important right now, because I appear to be heading towards it. Okay, there's people there. I should leave it, come talk to them later. So the men here is like this. They're supposed to keep the weirdness at bay. In the board game you go from one to another of these, lighting them as they, you know, they create a light in the mist so you can see clearly and explore the world. But they begin to go out behind you, so you have like a time limit of how much you can achieve before you move on to the next men here. And additionally, needing to find them before they run out, and having a limited amount of time of things you can do. It's an interesting mechanic. I haven't really had an opportunity to play the board game yet. I haven't had the space to put it out and enjoy it. Okay, so we've got another location down here. Some kind of looks like a hot firelight within that ruin. For now, though, the Horns of the South, I'm not sure where those would be. Not even sure we've made it all the way there, to be honest. But there's this big blatant yellow exclamation mark thing there at the top of the screen telling me I should probably go this way. So why don't I do just that? And also, looking at the time, I should probably end this episode soon. Okay, now it's visible on screen and massive. I wish that were not the case. It's enough having it just there. Is there some way that I can set these to not be tracked so they don't display like that? Probably not. Okay. Still haven't found a good shortcut to close the inventory menu yet, apart from the escape button. I'm used to having certain other buttons that back out of menus. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, the same button will open and close it. This isn't Lost Eidolons. Now, what pray is this? Fast travel? Fuck off. Fast travel is evil, stupid, and wrong. Get up, soldier, the enemy is coming! We'll probably get the funniest reaction, but, hello? Hello?
What's happening?
He had two voices there.
In the name of the All Mother, what are you doing? I could have stabbed you. Wait, I haven't seen you before.
No, I could have stabbed you, and I didn't. You couldn't. You're so drunk you can barely hold your sword. I don't want to get overbearing and threatening just because I've learned a little bit of weapon skill. I'm a traveller, and I was told I'd find safe haven here in the Horns.
But we don't just let anybody in, pal. You need to have, things, proof. Things to prove you're safe. For haven. Yeah.
A haven is a safe place. Why are these scales so green? Green isn't a particularly good colour for metal. Unless it's like really, really old copper or bronze or something. It's like verdigris. This is old armour, probably handed down for generations. As you can see, we've got some missing scales as well. Here, I have this pin. I was told I'd find a safe haven here in the Horns.
Oh, this pin. I can't say I see it very clearly right now. But it looks important. Very official. But I remember Fergus said something about this. These emblems once. Oh, yes, I remember now. I welcome thee, ye royal person, on behalf of the keepers. You are a great friend to our own. Welcome.
I see.
Please speak with Fergus. He's our quartermaster. He runs things round here in the captain's absence. He'll greet thee properly. Have a pleasant rest of the day. Open it up, boys!
Well, he wasn't particularly helpful. I can see why they leave him outside. By quartermaster, do they mean sober person? Let's find out. gained 800 experience for walking in, and the diamond didn't seem to fill significantly, so I don't think it's necessarily experience. It could be proximity to that menhir. We have some statues here of knights, not the king. This one appears to have a skull-like visage. No, it's the design of the helmet. It's actually the same helmet as that one, with the crown atop looking very similar. Let's try and find Fergus.
Oh, a new face. It's always nice to see someone new here. Welcome, welcome. Why didn't I notice you earlier?
That's a very good question. You seem distracted.
Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of lost in thought. I keep thinking of my dear mother's cooking, especially her famous pie. You see, all we got here is venison and fish. Venison, then fish. And then fish, fish, and more fish. I can live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live for, except food.
You want me to cook a pie?
And I'd kill for a slice of that pie.
Why don't you make it yourself then?
As if it were that easy. I ain't much of a cook. And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers, so we can stick our complaints up our asses.
Can you remember what your mother used to put in this pie?
Really? Sure, I remember it well. Here you go.
Oh, he's not going to tell me, it's just going to... Mom's pie. You mean Mum's pie. Right. What do we need? Okay, so that is an egg, some flour, and a blueberry. That's not much, is it? Right, we'll do that. Here you go. I hope you appreciate it. Give one mother's pie. Here you are.
Yes. Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed.
So you're saying you make it too good and it doesn't taste as bad as what you like? Wait, what?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the Horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I enlisted.
Alright, brings back fond memories of being at home though, right? While your mother wasn't much of a cook, she was still your mother.
My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing, and that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle.
Oh,
Many of those
mate.
uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting
Those
busy.
weren't uncles.
Then, when she'd sober up, got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie as an apology. It always tasted like shit.
You mean she
The
remembered
other
to look
villagers
after you?
hadn't been feeding me, I would have starved to death. Hence the pie.
Man, hate to break it to you, but you're probably a bastard as well. It's not like she was ever married and settled down with someone. What happened to your mother in the end?
I wouldn't know. When I left my village, I decided to never look back. So I just assumed one of those uncles finally beat her to death.
And yet you keep looking back to her cooking. This person over here seems to have a lot of supplies. Maybe this is the quartermaster. Or Leif. Not the quartermaster then.
All mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch of repressed virgins. And who might you be? You don't look like one of them.
You know what? You seem a bit angry.
Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a mile away. There's something fishy going on here, but I'll get to the bottom of it. And here's a brilliant idea.
Oh no.
You're going to help me.
I am?
I just need you to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Tell him I'm waiting with his delivery. Although I'm pretty sure he knows this already.
He can't afford to pay you, can he? Who's Brandon?
You don't know? He's the captain of this entire circus.
Oh, he's
I thought
away.
since they let you in, you must have had an in with them. But it turns out you know even less than I do.
I just got here, lady.
There's something going on, you know? They don't want anybody to know, but I can feel it. I've been doing business with the captain for years now. Then, suddenly, I find myself stuck here. They won't let me further in, not even to set up camp in the village. But they won't let me out, either. Anyway, good luck to you. Come and visit if you need anything.
Does that mean they won't let me out? Who are you?
Name's Orla. I'm a merchant. Or I try to be, when my business isn't being held hostage by a bunch of idiots who seem to be terrified of women. What was I thinking when I decided to leave Timberwall? Should have stayed there.
Okay, it seems these names have even more silent letters than French ones, which are going to be quite disturbing. Look, I can ask about this later, right? Why don't you tell me about Timberwall while I'm here?
You've never been to the merchant capital? Well, you didn't miss much. Yes, it's rich and extravagant, but only if you're rich and extravagant too. Other than that, it's a place like any other. Same pain and misery hiding behind gilded walls. It's not as exciting as people think. Or, well, maybe it is if you like living among a bunch of backstabbing crooks. Yeah, now I remember what I was thinking when I left that place.
You headed on your way back there then afterwards, when you're finished here?
I have no home in Timberwall. Well, we have an estate, but it hasn't felt like a home for a long time. I feel like every time I go back, I recognize it less and less. The people are getting greedier and more desperate by the day. Business is slow, I'm not gonna lie. With the weirdness creeping in from the north and bandits everywhere, trade's not as profitable as it used to be. But, I don't know. Being a merchant from Timberwall used to mean craftiness, taking risks, looking for opportunities. Now they only care about keeping their heads down and preserving their fortunes.
Alright, I'm not going to ask about trouble she might have had. Look, what do you got for sale, lady? And what can I sell you? That is a beautiful shield and I want it right now. I can afford it as well, that's great. Oh, interesting. Light armor plus 10% movement speed multiplier outside of combat. Hence the name Travelers. Right. Oh, these are a set, so that would be 25% movement speed outside of combat boost. Spinebreaker. That's a nice two-handed weapon. Okay, we've got some arrows. Lockpicks. Can I sell stuff, please? I have multiple items. Look, I want to sell all these. That looks like something... Oh, medium armor, I see. Right, okay. I should switch into those. Hold it. Bottom is equipped, top is observed. I should switch into V's. Oh, heavy armor. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Dull. So I can sell that. 12 to 14 to 12 to 15. Maybe. I can sell these. Right, so these linen trousers as opposed to the worn out leather trousers, 1 point less armor but significantly less weight, may be worth considering keeping those. Kind of inclined to keep things that I only have one of for now. Right. I have a horrible feeling that when she leaves this place, I'll have got more of her money than she'll have been paid for the deal here. Okay, wooden club. Come on, there was a mace here. Ah, 12 to 17. 11 to 15. Got it. 1.3. 1.9. And since Caraddoc definitely doesn't seem to be around, if I don't need to deliver his letter to someone here in this outpost, I may as well just read it myself. But I will see if I can deliver it to anyone here first. Brick hammer. Not very impressive at all. Got ourselves a short bow. So, 27 arrows. Right, dagger. Dagger. Did I think I had 2 of those, right? Alright, let's do this properly. We don't need 2 of these. Okay, so my equipped items are not visible. Right. Ah, except I can do... No, I can't. Okay, fine. Thought I'd be able to change equipment there and get cunning. Right. Okay. And that seems good. Let's see. I mean, that just seems like asking for trouble here, right? Oh. Okay, so is her hair covered up just by this cloth here, or has it actually been tucked inside of it? Let's see. Ooh. I mean, it looks a little more courtly. The guard at the gate may have mistaken us for a member of the nobility. I mean, he actually fought royalty, but let's just... Let's just be sort of open and honest with these people for now, until I have good reason otherwise. Okay, 17 armor is good. How are my skills looking? 14 light, 14 medium. Not a lot of heavy yet. Okay, but they look like decent boots, solid coverage. I wouldn't say they look like particularly heavy armor, just, you know, cloth or leather. Okay, so these have some straps reinforcing above the knees. Not much. So heavy boots, light legs, medium gloves. I mean, that's a straight upgrade, right? Very straight upgrade. How's this? Okay, a bit of protection. And then this. Okay, we can work with this. It's modest enough and pretty decent. A bit vulnerable around the elbows. We got a shield to protect this arm. We can probably protect a lot of this arm with the shield. So, decent amount of protection now. So that is medium, light, heavy, light, medium, and this doesn't seem to have an armor weight category. That's okay. It would be nice to start working on that two-handed weapon skill at some point, but for now, I'm kind of liking the way this is going. We have... Oh! Right. Yeah. Look. About that. Yeah. You. I don't... What? Yes, I want to change this. I don't want these, right? Where's my... Huh. Where did it... What? Right. So. Where's my new shield I just bought? Is it on the ground? It's on the ground. So. Does it have a requirement? Why am I not able to equip this shield? There we go. I see. So I select them from here, just like with the Q wheel, but I need to select one of these. So I could just go here, right? And say, equip my shield. And there we go. I could go back here and say, I have spells. Where are my spells? Right. What the just happened? That's not right. Okay. Filter. No. Right. Oh god, did I just... Come back. Come back to me. Okay. Blimey heck. Boop. This one. Right. So we're still getting some shield clipping. I imagine that'll be fixed in time. Either they'll just make this part of the arm disappear outside the shield or move the shields further away from the arm a bit. But now I feel a little more safe. Okay, I see the weight difference, I see the value difference. Huh. The cracked shield has on block gain 0% damage. I imagine that that 0% damage will scale with some kind of skill or ability score. I'm not sure which. Right. For some reason... Completed? Completed. Got it. What am I supposed to be looking at here? What's new? What's different? What? I don't understand. That's a bit weird. Right, so what I think I'm going to do, now that I am ready to go and look for the quartermaster, is that might be a fun thing to do in the next episode. And I can... Hello. That looks like a place where I could buy much better equipment. Okay, you're not a skinhead. What happened to you, man? They let you keep some of your hair. And neither are you. Hey, maybe these people are a little more civilized and diverse and not all exactly the same. Are you Killian. Hello.
Welcome. In the name of our eternally reigning majesty, King Arthur, and the Knights of the Round Table, I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown is the duty and pride of every subject. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area, as long as adequate proof is provided.
He's not very confident, is he? Look, here. I got this.
Really? You fought bandits and killed them? Ooh, I want to hear all the details. Here's your reward, but promise you'll tell me everything.
Well, I nearly died. So you're a representative of Camelot. Can I buy some of these fine goods around you?
That's correct. My name is Cillian. I was sent here from the capital to see how the Horns of the South are handling the bandit problem, and also to encourage the keepers to fight.
It's a soft sea? Well, look, if Camelot knows about the bandits, why didn't they send the army?
The situation with the Pict and Del Rita savages is precarious. Too bad we can't get rid of them as easily as we did with the Druids. There have also been rumors that we might soon have a civil war on our hands, so Camelot cannot afford to spread our forces too thin.
So you think you got rid of all the druids?
Well, you've probably heard about the Druids making human sacrifices by stuffing people into wicker puppets and setting them on fire.
Hey, look, there were bees
The
involved,
people decided
okay?
to give them a taste of their own medicine.
They were really
Rounded
bad
them all up
actors.
And then sent them up in smoke. Oh, how they must have howled and sizzled. Too bad I couldn't see it.
Were all the druids killed?
Most of them. The survivors have supposedly taken refuge with savages in the woods. And one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was before or after the Charred Conclave, I don't know. Would you like to hear about him?
I would indeed.
His name was Slaudyard. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The Horns organized a manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarred since that day. Some say that Slaudyard came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask me, it's just a tale by local simpletons.
I don't know, I mean, I think I might know what you're talking about. Have many people been claiming the bounties?
None so far. The keepers don't want to risk being turned into pincushions for a mere 10 gold pieces. Besides, the captain banned them from leaving the Horns of the South without a good reason. Too many bandits and not enough keepers.
I see. What if nobody claims bounties and the bandits roam freely? Or all end up coming here together?
Well, Camelot would send a group of knights with Sir Galahad at the head, and he's not interested in half measures. He'd probably burn down half the garrison, or hang them. He's done both. By the way, did you know that people who are hanged rarely die from strangulation?
That doesn't
Usually
sound
the
like Sir
sudden jolt causes
Galahad.
the backbone to snap, which separates the head from the body. A while ago, I saw someone hanged in the village, and it's true. One snap, and it's done.
That does not sound like Sir Galahad. He was fairly noble and pure, and he actually was one of the few knights who found the Grail and was allowed to leave this mortal life and go up to heaven upon completion of the quest. But in this game, that's not the case. So Galahad is Lancelot's son, and it doesn't make sense for Galahad to be a brutal, oppressive witch hunter who purges with fire. So Galahad sounds like a force to be reckoned with.
No matter what you say about him, he's very efficient. Brutal, even by my standards, but efficient.
That doesn't sound right at all. That fact about hanging was quite interesting. Do you have any other tidbits like that?
Oh, sure, plenty. Did you know that apparently if you cut off someone's head, they don't die straight away, but remain conscious for a few moments?
I've heard this rumour that being executed with sword, axe or guillotine it's not the beheading that causes the death, but the shock of looking up at your own headless body that causes the death, bizarrely. Which, thanks, that's all. I suppose you can tell me more later if you want. Oh, or maybe not.
Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the blood loss in your eyes, you know.
Oh, what?
It takes one to know one. So here's some friendly advice, free of charge. If you're seeking scum to slay, you'll find bandits near the local mania. It's worth visiting if you haven't already. They keep close to it because it protects them from the wyrdness, the undead, and other monsters. Well, it won't protect them from you.
Well, now I know what those people were around the men here. And while these stairs could lead up to the captain's quarters... Ah, okay, so that's interesting. You see that down here, it comes down and almost to ground level. No, it's rising. Okay, so I should go up indeed to find the quartermaster. And I think what I'll do is ascend these stairs and then wrap up the episode, because I've been playing for a fair while now. Alright everyone, I'm going to end this one here. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'm going to say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. See you all soon.